Hello everybody, Sergeant Soldier here, and we're back with another Brick and Rust, and today we are revisiting key bindings because you guys had listed a lot of really cool key bindings in the comment of the first video. So I figured with all the key bindings listed there, I might as well make a second video because some of these are really cool. And for people that don't always read the comments or they don't come back and read comments, they may miss these cool ones, and we don't want that to happen. So before we get started, I just want to say real quick, a lot of the names for the people that suggested these are a little complicated to say. I may try it once, but don't be upset if I mispronounce it. I'm really, really sorry, but I didn't do it on purpose. So, here we go. First off, hand cam. Hello, hand. As you can see, my SteelSeries keyboard there. Not the greatest, but it has helped me out a lot over the years. And our very first key binding comes from the United Federation of Awesome. And that is bind P forward, semicolon, sprint, semicolon, jump. And if you remember on the previous video, we put pluses in front of a lot of our actions. So plus attack, plus duck. Basically what that is telling the system is, by pressing this key, it's going to do this action until I release the key. By taking that plus out, it basically turns the key binding into an on-off toggle. So with this one that we're toggling, press enter. Now when I press P one time and let go, it's giving us the auto swim. So it's keeping us going forward, it's keeping us sprinting, and it's also keeping us out of the water. So basically, if you want to sprint across a lake and you don't really care about somebody shooting you, you can just set it up and go and walk away. Watch, I don't know, a YouTube video because it's a really big lake or something. And then come back and go, oh, no, here I am. Now, in order to stop it, just like with the auto run, you press the W key, so W, and it stops. Number 2, we have from my good friend DZN and AOUNIX. This is the same one as we did last time with the attack and duck. Remember that one where you hold Z down and it ducks and swings continuously till you let go? In their version, we're doing bind Z, attack, semicolon, duck without the pluses, which, as we learned with the previous key binding, is basically an on-off toggle. So what this does is, by pressing Z, it allows us to hit this rock, and actually we could completely tab out of the game, like I am right now, as you saw. Oh wait, you probably didn't see that. I tabbed out of the game, and I'm still swinging at this rock. I actually have Audacity selected right now. So could be very useful to you guys that are gatherers and harvesters and whatnot. In order to stop it from working, just like with the auto sprint and the auto swim, you have to press the regular keys that correspond with the actions. So in this case, to stop crouching, I have to press Control, and to stop attacking, I have to press my left mouse button. For that reason alone, I don't find this key binding as practical as the first one, because basically it's one button that I have to press and then let go of, instead of 3. You press Z to activate, and then Control and left mouse click to deactivate. So with that, I would probably reset mine to plus attack, semicolon, plus duck. Because at least that way, if somebody's chasing me... Oh, did I put it in wrong? I did put it in wrong. Whoops! Make sure you put these in right. Plus attack, semicolon, plus duck. Yeah. There we go. There it is. Now imagine if you're being chased by somebody, right? You're sitting there hitting this rock, and then you see someone up there on the rock in front of you, and you go, oh crap, I gotta go. It's a lot easier just to let go of Z and then start running, as opposed to letting go of Z, or, you know, pressing Z and letting go, and then pressing Control and pressing your left mouse button, and it's just a lot easier to have it be a hold down instead of a toggle, in my opinion. I'm presenting both to you guys. Do whatever you want. So the next one we have is from AN1MATUZ. I'm not even going to attempt that one. Sorry. And these two are actually one of the most useful for vanilla that I'm going to have currently available to me. So that is bind mouse 1 space plus light toggle semicolon plus attack 2. What this is saying is whenever I press my mouse 1 button, which for those of you that don't know, that is your right mouse button. It's going to toggle my light as well as zoom in, right? That's what we want, right? We want attack 2 to zoom in. So let me get my trusty AK out here. By holding my right mouse button, you can see we have our laser on. I'm zoomed in. By letting go, turns the laser off automatically. One thing to note though, if you press F and turn your laser on and do this, it will turn the laser off while you're zooming in because it's only toggling it. If it starts off, it toggles on. If it starts on, it toggles off. But all in all, I think this is really, really useful because you don't want your laser giving your position away unless you're ready to shoot. So, very, very useful. Thank you so much for that one. The next one that AN1 MATUZ gave us is bind 6 plus slot 6 semicolon plus attack, which gives us the ability to one-click syringe. So I'm on a creative server, I can't hurt myself at all, but I'm gonna see if I can still use a syringe. It does work. Check it out. Do that. Now, I've already used it once, I press it again. To use it a second time, yes, you have to do it a different way. Let me make 2 more here. So for those of you that are on a regular server where they don't stack, you're only going to get 1 use out of it anyway. For you modded guys, if you want to do it, you press 6, stab yourself, cycle to a different gun or something, and then press 6 again, auto stab yourself. It is a little bit faster than having to press 6 twice every time. So I thought it was going to be very useful, at least for vanilla. You only have 1 anyway, so you don't have to worry about them stacking. It's just modded where it gets a little fishy. So from here, we're going to move into some modded key bindings. So if you aren't on a modded server, you might not find these very useful, but for those of you that are, or you're an admin and you want to be able to use some of these, please feel free to do so. So these next 4 come from someone by the name of Sky. Their YouTube name is Wojciech Bartłomiej Chednacki. Sky. So the first one we have is bind space C space duck. What this does is instead of having control be our hold down toggle for duck, you just press C and now you stay completely ducked the whole time unless you press control again to disengage it. Useful? Maybe. Depending on the situation, you might find it useful, but at least you have the option to do it now. And it's not Z where you're forced to attack. You just press C and then just sit there. So the next one we have, I guess that first one wouldn't exactly be modded only. It could be vanilla. We have bind, delete, space, and make sure you're putting this next part in correctly. Chat.say, space, quotation, slash remove, and we'll do 10. Basically what this is saying is for those modded servers that have slash remove, you are telling the delete key to type in chat slash remove 10. So let's put foundation right there, and I want to remove it, right? So we're gonna slide my keyboard over a little bit. There's my delete key, and 1 press. Oh, my numlock's on, sorry. 1 press, and it's telling the system that I want to have slash remove working for 10 seconds. There it goes, bye-bye. Now if I press delete again, it restarts the timer. See? Now for those of you that are admins, you can type in slash remove all 5 seconds. And it'll give you the remove all ability for 5 seconds so that you're not misclicking on people's stuff that isn't supposed to be removed. Had I known about this a long time ago when I was an admin, I would have been very, very happy. But, you know, I'm just trying to help you guys out now. So the next one we have, same person from Sky, is bind insert chat.say quote slash sethome, and in this case we're just gonna do raid. And what this is saying is every time I press insert, I'm going to set a raid home. So that being said, let's go to this foundation here and we're gonna set our home. All right, ready? So insert is right here, my number 4, and I press it, you have saved the current location as your home. This could be very useful if you're setting up a raid tower or a raid base and you don't want to type it in every time because it's just easier to press one button. You could do that. You could also set up /remove home raid with a different key so that you could remove it right away as soon as the raid's over. Very, very useful commands and key bindings to have for a modded server. But what if I also told you that you can /home chat.say /home raid. And what that does is the home button that's on your keyboard, or most keyboards at least, will bring you to whatever home you set it to. It could be /home base, /home 1, /home 2, whatever it is. You could also set it up to be, instead of like the home button, which is I have here, if you leave your numlock on, you can set it to keypad 1, keypad 2, keypad 3, or 5, or how many homes your server has. So what we're going to do is, I have my numlock off, we're going to press the home button, and we're now teleporting to our home raid. Very, very simple. And we're up on top of our foundation here. Pretty neat, huh? So I have 2 more to show you real quick, and one of them is one that I figured I'd add in. No one had suggested it, but I think it'll actually be very, very useful for you modded guys. We're going to go to bind end for my keyboard. You can set up whatever you want. Chat.say /TPA. And what this is saying is when I press end, I'm going to accept anyone's TPA that they send me. So end is right here. You have no pending teleport requests. If I had one, it would automatically accept it. So if you're in the middle of a battle, you don't have to stop and TPA and press enter. You could be running and you go, hey, accept my teleport. End. 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 See, I'm just accepting them left and right. So much faster. And for those of you that are used to fighting with having to type /TPA, there's a good chance you died trying to do it. So this may actually end up saving your life. So the last thing I want to talk about is, this actually comes from Synth.org. He had suggested typing, write CFG into the console in order to save your key bindings, because apparently a patch or an update can wipe them. This being said, since our last video, the one that we did before this latest patch, I didn't lose my key bindings. So I can't say for sure as to whether or not that's going to be the case. I don't believe it will, because write CFG is basically saving a command server side. We're not saving commands, we're saving key bindings, which should be stored client side. Don't quote me on that, I might be wrong, but it should be, because, well, I kept my key bindings from before. However, if you do want to wipe your key bindings, and I really don't want to do this right now, just go ahead and go to your input and reset to default. So, let's see. Primary attack, 6, and Z. Right? Secondary attack, mouse 1. Our primary attack is also our left mouse button. We have like 6 keybinds for primary attack. 6, Z, left mouse button, jeez. So if we click reset to default, which I'm not very happy about, but I'm going to do it anyway, it changes all these back. Oh, left mouse button is mouse 0. Interesting. So now, when we press end, we don't accept anyone's teleport. When we press home, we don't teleport home. So that will get rid of all your custom key bindings. I don't recommend doing it unless you actually want to get rid of them, but teach their own. So that's pretty much it for this video of Brick and Rust. Hopefully you guys learned how to do some really cool things. I learned how to do some really cool things, and I now have to re-enter all my key bindings for the ones I want to save. Pretty much almost all of them from this video are going to help you. Or at least I think they'll help you, and it's up to you as to whether or not you think they'll help. So, Sergeant Solge, Brick and Rust, and we'll see you in the next Brick and Rust video. Bye-bye!